somewhere in between Michelle Obama and Michelle Obama. Stuck in the middle of who I am and the first lady that I know I am destined to be, and not as in the first lady standing next to the man running this country, but the first lady that God chose for me. See, I'm trying to be his plan A. Like, whatever reason why he thought it was okay for me to be here on this planet with whatever destiny I'm supposed to manage, I want to be that. But right now I'm this. And this and that don't match, so I try and fix and patch it up because I don't want the world to see that I'm not done yet. Not perfect yet, but I bet if I pulled back your mask, you'd be just as unfinished as me. So I guess we should all stop pump faking and just admit it, that we're all somewhere between Michelle Obama and Michelle Obama. And all that means is that we're better than where we used to be, but not yet where we want to be, and that's okay, because we're on this road to becoming. Thank you. Now, I do have a surprising and shocking announcement to make. I am not actually Michelle Obama. But I am Mikhaella Norwood, a passionate fan who was absolutely riveted by her book, Becoming. Now, what Michelle Obama calls becoming, I call blossoming. And it's a journey that we're all on. By the sheer fact of you having breath in your body, it means that you have more destiny left to manifest, more of your character needing to be developed, and more fruit for your life to produce. So that is what we are speaking about today, how to become a blossoming soul, someone who bears fruit in every single season. And before I show you how, I want you to answer this very, very important question, since we're talking about fruit. Apples or oranges, which one do you think is better? See, you're not even supposed to tell me, because what I need you to do is actually go to the Instagram, Mimi Free Life, because there is actually a poll in my story. This is going to be an interactive TEDx talk today. That sound okay? All right, so you guys can do that right now as I continue onward. Back to our regularly scheduled series. So, like any planted or blossoming thing that intends on growing, it takes seed, time, and harvest. Now, that's not just for plants, but that also is indicative of our own lives. We are constantly going through seed, time, and harvest. So let's walk through each one so that you can learn how to blossom into the person that you were created to be. The first phase is seed. And it's arguably the most important phase, even more important than harvest itself. Don't believe me? Take an apple and an apple seed. With an apple, you're able to eat for one meal, and if you're like me, that better be just the appetizer. But with an apple seed, you have the opportunity to actually feed not just yourself, but those around you for years to come, and that's what a seed gives: possibility and potential for change. Debbie Boone once said that seeds, or dreams, are the seeds for change. Nothing ever grows without a seed, and nothing ever changes without a dream. So your seed may come in the form of a dream, or an idea, or an event that opens up your worldview enough that you're actually able to dream in ways you never have before. My seed came in the form of the Wallenberg Fellowship, a $25,000 award given to one University of Michigan senior student each year in order to fund a year-long independent project of their choosing, so long as it upholds service and social good. My project proposal was to utilize the arts, my expertise within the spoken word poetry, and my background in theater in order to uplift an underserved community in Guatemala because I was a Spanish major. And guess what happened? That's right. The most exciting thing that could have happened. They chose somebody else. But that was okay, because I actually had an opportunity to read her proposal. And number one, it was fabulous. Number two, it was all about the arts as well. So the seed was planted that the arts mattered. And not only that, it could be lucrative. I spent so much time trying to find jobs post-college that could check at least 5 out of my 80 boxes. But this moment let me see that I could do something different. Maybe I could create my own job, check off my own boxes. And so that was what I started thinking about. So that was the seed that was planted. I got something much better than $25,000. I got a seed planted, a dream to create my own vision and my own game plan within the arts. Now, the time phase is split up between two different things. Nothing ever grows without water and light, and neither will you. But this nourishing water, it tends to come as the storms of life. Because trust me, as soon as you plant that seed and you are like, I know what I'm gonna do now, that's exactly when some sort of storm will hit you. It may come in the form of your haters, or it may come in the form of seemingly hitting a dead end. And that's what happened for me. Fast forward a little bit, and I had graduated from the University of Michigan with honors, go blue. And I had somehow landed a gig as an actress with a touring play out of Atlanta. I was so excited. I packed up everything and was ready to move by September. And then the day was set for me to move. A text came through. It was from the person I was supposed to be staying with. They changed their minds. I was no longer able to move, and I was crushed. I had packed up literally my entire life into my car, ready to drive down in just a matter of hours. What made things all the more difficult was the fact that I was highly embarrassed at just still being here. With every, hey, aren't you supposed to be in Atlanta right now? Question that I got, I was at a complete loss of where to start picking up the pieces, or if the pieces were even worth picking up at all. But that was when I remembered how clear my vision was in the seed phase, how excited I was to fulfill the dream. So I knew I had to stay dedicated to just keep pushing through the storm and pressing to the light. Now, when the storms of life are hitting you, oftentimes you'll just feel as if you're like this picture, like you're buried underground. But that's when it's time to shift your perspective. You're not being hit, you're being watered. And you're not buried, you're planted. Ultimately, the storms of life come not to stay, but they come to pass. So, with that known, you're ready to move on to the next phase, light. Now, this phase right here, boo, this is where you need to dig down deep, okay? Because you need to find the grit in you. You need to find the grind in you, because light doesn't just come in, you have to push through to it. So this is where a lot of people tend to give up. And I get it. I mean, it's hard having a dream, something that you are so passionate about, and then you walk outside just to see it all get rained on. I know. But if you quit now, it was all for nothing. My light came in the form of me rebuilding. Soon after my upset, I just put myself into training in a multiplicity of different ways. I got into different classes, and I started up a business plan, and I made a logo, a website, and ultimately just prepared for the harvest that I was expecting for within my realm of the arts and entertainment. Now I'll be real with you. The light phase looks a lot like waiting. I mean, you're happy that it's not raining anymore, but you still don't see any fruit on your vine. But this is, once again, where you need to shift your perspective. The light phase is not an agonizing wait. It's a stage of grace where you get to have the time to prepare. How you treat this phase is indicative of what you really believe about your harvest. Those who prepare well are showing and proving that they really believe they have something great to prepare for. So, in this phase, you need to remember to press through all the way. Because once opportunity meets you and your preparation, success will be inevitable. And that all leads to one final thing: harvest. Finally, this is the stage that you have been waiting for. You're excited. You see fruit all around. It's so juicy. But do not forget that fruit never once has picked itself. That's right. Just like planting the seed and pushing through the storm and pressing to the light, harvest time is still work. Maybe even the hardest work that you've done, but it's the work that's enjoyable, and it's the work that you get to do because you've gone through everything else. So at this point, you should take the time to just reminisce. See how far you've actually come. Really be grateful for that. Then eat that fruit. And as you're eating, pay attention to the seeds that are within it and get the cycle started all over again, so that this time next year, you see bigger and better results. I don't know what I am yet. Not sure where I'm going yet. I mean, I hear about all of the other beautiful trees with orange or apple blossom leaves, and then I see me and feel demeaned because I'm just a seed. Hard shell, outer casing, and thrust into the ground. They must want me to die. I can't thrive down here. There's no room around here. I'm suffocating already. The makings of my dreams say just breathe, so I try, only to be choked by the storms of life. This here is hard. Does life have no regard to those that are buried and is only betrothed to be married to my happy foes that get to grow to the top? Then a sapling next to me whispered and said, "Stop. I hear your thoughts, and you're wrong. All you've ever known was underground, lowly sort of thinking, and that's okay, but only for a time, so don't start sinking when you were meant to rise. So grow, little seed. Come up higher, up here with me. There's a whole other world up here that you have never seen. And trust me, all of the other trees are waiting to meet your acquaintance." It was in that moment that I knew I had a choice. I could either be comfortable down here, or I could fight. I could press through, break through the ground into whatever is this mysterious thing up above me. It's a scary point of decision, but maybe I'm not the only one who knows what this feels like. Maybe sapling and all of the other beautiful trees that I've always heard about started out as small and insignificant feeling as a seed. Maybe it's only those who press through to the end that get to see what the end is going to be. Maybe I should start packing up my proverbial things and just get to leaving. So I will. I'll grow. I'll grow. I'll grow. I finally know what it's like to see the light. And I have never known the word bright up until this now. Sapling was right. You can really breathe up here. In the light, everything becomes so clear. It's like I was never buried. I was planted. I was watered. And it's all come to this moment, kissed by the sun. But an apple or an orange, I still don't know which one I am to become. So sapling, a full-grown tree herself by now, looks down at me and smiles and says, "There's only one way to find out. It's time. Blossom." Now, that was a poem I wrote called Blossom. And luckily for us, we actually know which thing that sapling grew up to be, because your Instagram votes are in, y'all. And it grew up to be a apple. Congratulations, all of my apple voters. See me afterwards for a little fruity snack. But whatever it is that you chose and whatever the fruit of your life ends up looking like, apples, oranges, it really doesn't matter. The whole point is simply to keep producing it. As you can see, from the seed of the Wallenberg Fellowship up to this very moment of me speaking to you on a TEDx stage, whoa, I was able to bear my fruit. And you can too. I believe in every one of you, and I speak to your blossoming soul. You will plant the seed. You will push through the storm. You will press to the light, and you will bear the most amazing fruit. The fruit of life awaits you. Thank you.